Hello, this is a walkthrough presented by the Financial Literacy Department here at Savannah State University, and we're going to walk you through the 2015-2016 FAFSA. So if you have not already done so and you plan to receive financial aid, be sure to complete your FAFSA. So this is a walkthrough to show you exactly the steps to do so. So to get to this screen, what you'll need to do is go to FAFSA.gov. That's FAFSA.gov, and that will bring you to the home screen. At the time of the viewing of this video walkthrough, the screen may change, but that will still be the website, FAFSA.gov. If you're a returning user, you can go ahead and log in, and if you're starting as a new user, you want to start a new FAFSA and click the link right there. Okay? And this is where you will put your first name, last name, social, and your date of birth. And if you don't already have a social, you're not a citizen of the federal states of Micronesia, the Republic of the Marshall Islands, or Palau, otherwise known as the Free Associated States, you cannot complete a FAFSA. If you're a citizen of the Freely Associated States and you do not have a social, enter 666 in the first three position of the Social Security field. Leave the remaining 6 positions blank. Our system will assign you a social with the last 6 digits and display it in a message box when you're reaching the sign and submit page. Okay? So make sure that you read this information. If you need to pause the video to read the rest of it, if that applies to you, you may do so at this stage. But once you click the link, it'll open up that page. Okay? So dependent student with parental data. So once you put in the information, you'll click next. And then it says if you already have one and you started one, it'll say continue working on a FAFSA. Or if you did not submit it and you saved it, but it was never submitted, it'll say you started a FAFSA but it has not been submitted. You can click there. If there is not one, then you'll click Start 2015-16 FAFSA, where it says we did not find a 15-16. So 2015-2016 aid year is July 1st, 2015 to June 30th, 2016. And of course, if you want to see a prior FAFSA, you could just click the link there and it will show you a FAFSA. And then you could just create any password. This is separate from your FAFSA PIN, which students used to have to use until Department of Education made a requirement to create an FSA ID. So you'll just put your password there and click next. Then it will give you an introduction page. And you can click on these links if you need additional assistance. You'll click next. And this is where you'll put your basic information, your street address, zip code, state, and your driver's license information. If you're a male and you're 18, not yet 26, and you need to register with the Selective Service, male immigrants must register with Selective Service to receive federal student aid. This requirement applies to any person assigned with the sex of male at birth. Okay. When you begin college in 15-16 school year, what will your high school completion status be? High school diploma. When you attend the 15-16 school year, what will your grade level be? Now, some students mistakenly put graduate professional because they believe that since they graduated from high school, they're going to be a graduate professional. Now, this will make you ineligible for Pell Grant if you are eligible for Pell Grant, because graduate students cannot, at this time, receive Pell Grant. So make sure that you put first year, never attended college before, or if you did attend college, you'll put attended college first year. High school diploma means that you've received or will receive a high school diploma before the first date of your enrollment in college. So even if you're filling it out as a high school senior, then this will say that you will be a graduate of high school by the time you start your college career. Okay? And then this is student eligibility, continue. So you'll put your high school, what city it's in, and click confirm so it can pull that information in. Okay, and then what state was your high school located? Select foreign country from in what state is your high school located. It's a drop-down box if you received a foreign school diploma that is equivalent to a U.S. high school diploma. Okay. They've added a request to the community instructing applicants with a high school diploma from a foreign school to select foreign country from the state drop-down list. Okay, and then this is where you actually put the school information. The following statement has been added to the school selection page, meaning all of the information you report on the FAFSA will be sent to each college listed, including the names of the other colleges listed. If you don't want this information sent to a particular college, do not list that school on your FAFSA. Okay. You can change the position of any school in this list. To do so, you just click on the school name and then use the buttons on the right to change the position of the selected school. The first and last buttons will move the school either up or down on your list, respectively. And the up and down buttons will move the school up one position or down one position, respectively. For federal student aid purposes, it does not matter in what order you list the selected schools. However, placing a school that participates in your state student grant programs first may help you obtain state grant aid. And so just check with your state grant agency for more information. This new text right here will only display when an applicant has selected more than one school. Okay, and this is a dependency determination age. So of course all of these are no's. That means you're a dependent student. So if you're not yet 24 years old, you're not married, you're not in a graduate program or not working on a master's degree or doctorate program, you don't have any children, you don't have any dependents other than your children, you're not currently serving as active duty, you're not a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces. Since the time you turned 13, were both of your parents deceased, or were you in foster care, or were you dependent or ward of the court? Okay, since you turned 13, not before that, but after the age of 13, were you in any of these situations? As determined by a court, state legal residence, are you or were you an emancipated minor based on the court documentation? Okay, so just go through those and answer those accurately. Okay, and this is dependency status results page. So this displays that the student has been determined as a dependent. So you will click on I will provide parental information. Now at the time you're filling this out, it's best to have as much parental information as you can. If you cannot, or if you do not have the information on you, just click I'm unable to provide parental information and continue with as much information as you can. That way when you do have the parent information, you can go back in and enter it. Okay, so this is a parent demographics information. Okay. Okay, the definition of who is considered a parent has been further clarified in the help text to read. A legal parent includes a biological or adoptive parent or a person that the state has determined to be your parent. For example, when a state allows another person's name to be listed as a parent on a birth certificate. Grandparents, foster parents, legal guardians, older brothers and sisters, widowed step-parents, and aunts and uncles are not considered parents unless they have legally adopted you. Okay. So what is your marital status? Text has been updated at the request of the community to state that when two married persons live as a married couple but are separated by physical distance or have separate household, they are considered married for FAFSA purposes. So if they're still married, then but even if they're living separately, they're technically still married. Okay, and this is where the parent tax information will go. Okay, now the phrase 1040X has been inserted before amended tax return in this filtering question to further clarify the meaning of the word amended. Okay, the help and hints associated help topics for this filtering question have been updated as well. Updated language inserted above the link to the IRS states, based on your response, we recommend that you transfer your information from the IRS into this FAFSA. How you filed your taxes can affect whether your tax return information is available to transfer. How you filed your taxes links to a help topic that explains the processing timeframes for paper and electronic returns based on whether the taxpayer was due a refund or owed money to the IRS. Okay, so once you click OK, because this is letting you know that you're getting ready to leave the FAFSA webpage display when the parents go to the IRS website. So this actually takes you to the irs.gov website, and this is where you'll put your information in. Okay. The fields are pre-filled based on FAFSA responses. Okay. Even though the top fields are pre-filled based on the FAFSA responses, the first name, last name, date of birth, and the filing status can be updated on this page. The social security numbers cannot be updated, but everything else can be updated if it is not correct. Okay, so this needs to match identically with your taxes. So it needs to be exactly the way that is on the taxes, the way that is filed. Because if something's wrong or something's not matching, then it will not link, or it will not bring the IRS information over to the FAFSA. Okay, so you'll put the information. So instead of 1 DOE LN as an abbreviation for lane, it's written out 1 DOE lane, which is more than likely how it was written out on the tax information. Okay. You should click Submit to retrieve the IRS data or return to the FAFSA. So you'll click Submit, and then it will pull in all the information. Then there's a button where it says Transfer my tax information to the FAFSA. You'll click that if it's not automatically clicked, and then click Transfer Now. And then voila, it puts the information on there for you, and then you fill out the rest of the information, and then you put the rest of the parent financial information on there. Okay, so what's the parent's total current balance of cash, savings, checking, investment worth, net worth of the parent, current business or investment. You'll click Next, and make sure you continue to save. Every page you make sure you save. Now you'll put the same information for the student. So the student, if you filed, you'll put already completed, your status if you're single, put your, it's going to be your FSA ID, okay? Not your PIN, it's your FSA ID now. And you'll click Link to the IRS. You'll put the same information, just like how you did for the parent. Exactly how it is. Click Submit, and then it'll transfer the information in. Okay? You also have the option to print the page if you choose to. Okay, when the 1040EZ also, when it's filed, the following fields are not available for retrieval from the IRS data retrieval tool. So that's education credits, IRA deductions and payments, tax exempt interest income, untaxed portions of IRA deductions, and untaxed portions of pension. Okay, so it says you've successfully transferred your 2014 IRS tax information. Okay, so for the 15-16 aid year, you're using 2014. Now, fall 2016, you will, of course, be using 2015's information. And then it'll show what's transferred from the IRS. And this is the bottom half of the student financial information. The text for 529 plan distribution for the note in the help and hint section, it says this includes distributions to you, the student beneficiary, from a 529 plan that is owned by someone other than you and your parents, such as your grandparents, aunts, uncles, and non-custodial parents. Application was successfully saved. Okay? Are you a preparer? You'll click the information there, and then you'll sign with your FSA ID. And then make sure your parents' FSA ID as well as yours is, and make sure you click Save and Submit My FAFSA Now. You should save often, as many pages as possible, then click Submit My FAFSA Now. Okay? And then real quickly, we'll just go through and show the independent student status. Everything else is the same except for a few portions. So you'll put the information in like you did before. As a dependent student, put your information in, create a password, go through the page, and just like this, just like the dependent student, you'll put the information in as accurately as possible. Put your information in, what school. Okay, now how many members in the household? If it's 4 in the household, 1 in college, meaning you're in college, and it's 4 in the household, then you'll put yourself. Okay, if you and your spouse are going to college, then you could put 2 in college if there's 4 in the household. Or if you and your child, then you put you and your child. Now, some students, if you're a dependent student, Even if your parent is going to college, then technically it's how many dependents in the household are going to school. Or if it's a parent and they're married and they're filling out the FAFSA as an independent student, then that's when they'll put 2 people here. But if it's a student and the parent might be taking classes, you'll still just put 1 because it's looking at the dependent information. Okay? And it's going to ask you if you want to answer questions about your parents. You'll just click no. You'll do the same with the retrieval information, married filing joint, submit, you transfer the information over. There's your spouse, a dislocated worker. And then if you and your spouse are working, make sure you separate how much you and the spouse earned in the previous year. That's one thing it doesn't separate. So you make sure that you put in that information to separate it. Okay? You'll put in the rest of that information, money received on your behalf. Okay? And then you'll click that information. Okay? You'll click submit my FAFSA now. And then you're complete. And then that is it, ladies and gentlemen.